Hi, everybody. It's Ray Teo, your IQI Canada. Uh, so today we have a special program as usual. Every Thursday we have good news and more information from Canada. If you are a new immigrant or if you need more information, and today we're talking about uh, we have a specialist, paralegal, Mr. Eddy Chu. Hi, Eddie.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
Good afternoon.
And Eddie, again, like we don't know much about paralegal stuff, right? So that's why we're so happy to have you today. So
Thank
can you introduce a little bit about yourself? How long you've been here, and how long you've been doing this?
Absolutely. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And I want to thank you, Ray, for bringing me on this IQI. This is a very surprising invitation, but also a very welcoming. I really appreciate this. My name is Eddy Chu. I came to this country, Canada, since 1982. So I can say that I was at the age of 12, but right now is 40 years plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely been around, but I've been a paralegal. Uh, well, I'm in the business for 25 years, but been a paralegal more than 15 years.
Wow. Okay. Lots of experience and good show.
Thank you. We definitely we have a firm under paralegal is PEC PECK. Uh,
Mhm.
we work mainly on litigation in Ontario, Canada, for motor vehicle car accident injuries.
Okay, so those are the stuff, right? Paralegal usually, when they look at it, is like usually involve accidents, right?
Yes.
So, can you give some examples? Like, what are the things that in Canada, people are afraid that people getting sued, you know, and this kind of stuff are very touchy. Sometimes, when we're talking about you slip and fall, and then you got a car accident, and blah blah blah, and go on. So, I'll let you introduce what are the main concern for people.
Okay. Uh, in Ontario, Canada, you really don't need to worry much. We have a wonderful automobile system. Uh, we call this as a no fault system.
Mhm.
So no fault system applies to everyone in Ontario, whether you're involved in a car accident at fault or not at fault. You always report to your own car insurance, and your car insurance will look after your physical damage to your car and also apply to your injuries. This is called the no fault system. If you are suffer injury and you are not at fault, you have what we call a third party claim, or in plain English, pain and suffering, where you are allowed to sue third party insurance with a limitation of 2 years timeline. So no fault system apply to myself, everyone in Ontario to apply their injury through their own car insurance first. That is something their car insurance will look after them without worrying about going after third party, looking for someone to pay for the bill, the medical bill.
Also, you're saying that my insurance will cover all my damages, like insurance if I can't go to work.
That's
With that, my own insurance will cover whether I'm at fault or not.
Yes. Your own auto insurance will pick up your we call it income loss claim, the medical claim, for the first 2 years to make sure you are fully recovered to go back to work.
Wow. Certain times I see people get into accident, and then they conclude and they discuss and they settle within themselves without reporting the accident. Is that a good advice or bad things to do?
As a consumer in Ontario, as an individual, I would not advise anyone to go through those process. It is
Ah,
a very dangerous process to resolve the matter privately, because the outcome can haunt you in a bigger dollar amount for suing. They can turn around saying that you failed to provide certain funding, and also for yourself, if you're hurt, you don't want to sign any promissory note that you accept the certain amount, and then your injury become greater. That prevent you from working, prevent you from enjoying life. So I will advise everyone in Ontario, do not resolve matter within yourself and third party, because there's so much legality involved when it comes to injuries. They can prolong up to 5 years.
Wow. So it doesn't matter whether I'm at fault or not, right? So do not settle. Let the insurance company take care of it. Just report the collision.
That is correct. Your car
Oh,
insurance will appreciate that a lot more, because they want you to understand that the car insurance purpose is to not only provide coverages but to provide you the claim services.
I see. So, in that case, we would normally, if my daughter get into an accident, she's young and she doesn't know what to do, and the first thing is they will call their parents, right?
Yes.
And they'll say, "Oh my God, what happened?" And then they got scared, and some people are very intimidating when
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, you are at fault. You are at fault. Pay me money," and go from there. What would you advise?
I really appreciate your young people now. They are a lot alert than the previous young people I dealt with. They understand there is technology involved. So a lot of young people I dealt with, they actually take photo of the incident, the accident scene. They video the incident. They actually recorded their voice, identified the incident, the details of the accident. So I appreciate that step. And then of course, a lot of time they are told by their parents, the insurance brokers, that do not commit to any agreement. Call your parents so their parents can come and to assist you to do all the exchange insurance documentation.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's a very good advice. What about do they exchange insurance information, ID, and just in case when they get into an accident before the police arrive, or the police are too busy, or sometimes when the police you call them, they say if it's less than a certain amount, you settle within yourself. You just get each other's information. Is that what usually happen?
Uh, there's so much changes in the police force involving with car accidents. So we tell client to make sure you exchange information with third parties such as driver license, your insurance information, and I always tell my client still contact 911 to get advice from the police officer. If they advise you that there was no serious injury, it was a fender bender, then they want you to report to the nearest collision reporting center in Ontario, what you have to do, and then that will give your insurance a peace of mind that you have done all the diligent procedural.
Wow. Speaking of that, is there a timeline that they have to report to the accident?
Well, your car insurance wants you to report within 72 hours after the accident, sometime involving with hospitalization, involving with towing your car where you are losing documents. So the 72 hours really help your insurance to understand that you are making that effort to report your claim. 72 hours, it would be the best choice to try to get these reporting done.
Oh, so you don't need to do it right away. So you have 72 hours to report to the nearest police station.
Your car insurance always wants you to have the pink slip, the insurance document in your car, so you can always turn up the back of your insurance policy and call the 1-800 number at the scene. Sometime when you are injured, when you're nervous, when you are lost of words, that's what the 72 hour help the client to regain conscious, regain their thought to remember how the accident happened.
Okay. Wow. Okay. These are important procedure then. 72 hours. What happened after 72 hours? Because they say, hey, we got to settle between one another. Some of the some guys they got into accident, then they call, oh, don't worry about it. I'll get your car fixed, blah blah blah. No insurance involved. And then they have 72 hours to think about it, right? So past 72 hours, then they have no reports.
I think your insurance wanted some of these trials just to help the consumer to put everything together to report. I don't believe insurance will will give you a hard time, a difficult decision that you failed to report within 72 hours. As long as the incident happened, that the report to the collision reporting center or the police, and then you can always have a couple days after 72 hours to discuss with your insurance, especially when your car, if your car is being not being towed and able to drive home, then your insurance appreciate that because you're not costing insurance money by leaving in a tow truck, a tow pound, a body shop. So when you actually able to drive your car home and
Mhm.
you don't need to waste any towing fee, any storage fee, then your insurance wouldn't be making a big fuss about it.
Okay, okay. So if I'm injured in the accident, so do I have to I report to the police, and then do I need to contact my family doctor? Because I know, after effect, when you got in the accident, it doesn't, the pain or suffering wouldn't come in after a day or two, right? Because
We,
I did
yeah.
got into one car accident,
We always
and
advise client to report to their family doctor right away. Uh, Reason being is the pain you are experiencing right after the accident. We call that muscle spasm. You will have a hard time moving your neck. Your back is cringe up. Your arm, shoulder. These are called muscle spasm. And a lot of time, your family doctor would examine you and give you what we call painkiller medication just to loosen up the pain. And after that, maybe a week later, they might send you for an X-ray, ultrasound, just to make sure there's no tear, fracture to your bone. So, family doctor, it's important to have to report it after the accident, especially when you're in a lot of pain.
okay, okay, wow. So it's nice to know that too, right? And then when I do claim, let's say my car got into accident and then a big damage, right? So I got to claim through insurance. And what happened next? Will they send a claim representative to come in and question me, or they need what happened if my car is like disabled? I cannot drive.
In Ontario, there's so much changes. Insurance increased the service, the better services, what we call. So car
Uh-huh.
insurance often want to give you the 1-800 number when you have an accident to contact them. They will provide an appraiser, or they'll provide a what we call a body shop referral, so they can have the tow truck towed to their referral shop, and then from then on, all the procedure, all the paperwork will be conducted at the body shop or the rental car. So mix it gives the insurance adjuster a better way to adjust the claim, and the client will feel ease to have their insurance take care of those emergency matter, especially when your car is disabled, when you need a rental car in a cold weather like this, and that's why I believe it's important to communicate with your car insurance right after the accident. They will take you step from point A to point B.
Wow, okay. So with that, people are always worried, like if I claim insurance, will my insurance go up next year? And I'm worried, like, hey, if my insurance go up like 30%, or next year will be like, sometimes it's better to settle on the site, right? If it's a vendor fender.
That's understandable. When I came to this Canada, and when I learned when I attend the school and understand the insurance point of views, my philosophy is to have insurance better than not to have insurance in this country. When you have car insurance, it is so important for your insurance to cover all the issues that you have to deal with, and that can always the cost of it can up to thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I always tell my client not to worry about your insurance premium increase, because when you buy car insurance and when you have a good driving record, your insurance like to look at that as a forgiven claim. So you have an accident in the last 5-20 years, you wouldn't worry too much. The only person I would take that consideration is when a person involved multiple claims in a year, fender bender, stolen car, windshield fracture. You have multiple claims in a year. Your insurance find you as a high risk client, and when you're in that category, they definitely will not. Well, they will increase the insurance premium to the point that you have no other option but to find somebody else. So having an insurance a claim, I wouldn't worry too much about increasing. It's more taking care of your car and your personal injuries first.
Yeah. Also, another question is certain times that when the car is heavily damaged, right? And then I got injuries as well. Do I need a counsel to hire a counsel to represent me to fight or claim whatever that is involved? Because I'm not satisfied with whatever the insurance company gave me.
Insurance companies sometimes tend to make things more complicated than the normal claims. They don't have the time to explain to the client or walk through with the client step by step. And when you have an injury, you really don't have the mindset to deal with many complicated issue or these issues that there's a timeline, there's a deadline. Seeking counsel, seeking paralegal in Ontario is a way of releasing the peace of mind, and that's what we do. We
That's
meet you.
where you guys come in, right?
That's where we come in.
Oh,
We make sure that we
okay.
take over. You retain us. We make sure that all communication through our firm, but you still get that update from your car insurance because their commitment is to provide you in writing the status of your claim. But we get to communicate with your insurance where you don't have to deal with the headaches.
Oh, I see. Because one of my friend who had accident, and then they were claiming they were using paralegal, right? And they were fighting a case because she lost her leg in the car accident. But this is what happened, right? They have to go through the court and go on for a certain time. But finally, they got more than what the paralegal actually got them a good deal, right? Because she lost her leg. I say, holy moly, is a heavy stuff. But that's where you guys paralegal will be assisting them, right, to get what they deserve.
Well, under the Law Society of Ontario, we are obligated to follow up with the education that the Law Society provide annually. We have to complete the number of courses every year to make sure we are all up to date in the litigation claims involving medical legality. So you're right. The person represent your friend definitely know that she deserves more than what they originally offered to her without the counsel or paralegal involved.
Yeah, most people will go like, hey, whatever the insurance pay me, I would not seek for paralegal usually, right? They will give you a settlement, and then is that how you go, or should you advise them to seek a paralegal to to ensure that they deserve what they actually supposed to get
I
from this?
I always advise the consumer that it's okay to make the call to anyone in the legal business, law firm, paralegal, because we provide free consultation over the phone just to give you the point one, point two, point three, and you can always make that decision later to retain us. But making a call, it's the smartest thing when you're involved in a car accident. No fee involved. It's always a free phone consultation, even in person.
Oh, okay, that's nice. What happened if I'm overseas, like in the States? So I'm in Canada. I know this all cover. So if I drive across uh to the States, what happened? Is that coverage as well or no?
Ontario have jurisdiction with certain state in America, uh, uh, even in Canada provinces. So I'll come back to the no fault system. If you are in Florida and you're involved in a car accident, you still can come back to Toronto and let your car insurance look after your injuries.
Oh, okay.
But
That's nice to know.
the
Yeah.
jurisdiction is applying to different provinces and different states. So it doesn't matter where you are, there will be a different jurisdiction to deal with that claim. But always remember your car accident injuries will look after by your car insurance in Ontario.
Okay. So it's okay because people are always curious, right? If I drive all the way to Florida, anything happens, will it cover? Because we never think of it, right? If this thing happens, then the best is if is there are some coverage or extra coverage. We can purchase extra coverage.
Well, I
Can you?
tell you claims that we handle and we still continue to handle. Husband and wife were in Louisiana,
Uh-huh.
U.S. They were a passenger of a friend's car, which is he is American, so he was involved in an accident. They both were in the car and injured, and she had to go through multiple surgery uh, to her body, and it cost almost $100,000 US with the hospitalization fee. She purchased travel insurance. They do look after. They did look after some of the expenses, but the remaining, of course, come back to Toronto, Ontario, where her car insurance will pick up the tab
Okay.
and look after
So
and taking care of her too.
wow. So let's say if I'm a driver in China, because I drove in China, not knowing what actually covered. My friend owns a car there. He says, "Ray, I'm tired. Can you drive?" So I drove, right? So nothing happened. But if anything happens, will my driver's insurance cover me if I'm driving some other people's car?
Well, like I say, in Ontario, we have a no fault system. When you have a car in
Okay.
Canada, or when you are named in the policy or listed in the policy, or dependent on a car policy owner, you are covered whether you are in the third world country or China or anywhere else. As long as you are returning to Canada, the injury claim will be open for you.
Hmm. Very interesting. So what is another thing is what's a medical policy? Is there a maximum that I can? Hey, like you said, a accident and then you have to go through medical bill. Is there a limitation if supersede whatever the insurance coverage?
I think Ontario car insurance have changed the policy multiple times, but the last 10 years, they place a policy called the MIG, stand for Minor Injuries Guideline. That is the amount of 3,500. That is a definition for someone who suffers soft tissue injury, no fracture.
Oh,
That will automatically awarded to you for you to seek medical help. So if someone involved in an accident and suffer neck pain, back pain, they will get that pre-approved up to 3,500 for medical treatments. But
wow.
but unfortunately, this policy called minor injury MIG, it doesn't give individual to get recovery within within the year time because the injury doesn't recover. So a lot of time we as legal representatives trying to understand the injury and trying to help the client to move that injury to the what we call a policy of 65,000. We call that outside of that minor injuries.
Hmm.
You can exhaust that $3,500, and if we learn that your injuries surpass or continue to suffer, we have to help you to move your injury to the 65,000, and if you qualify in that 65,000, you have that sum of money to continue to get treatment.
Wow. So if I don't know any paralegal, I never hire them. So I would not. I would just take 3,500 and exhaust it out, and then that's it. Then the rest I have to go through my own pocket.
Thank you for this question. Just 2 hours ago, I went to see a new client. He told me that he was involved in an accident last month, so he called his insurance company, and they actually only sent him a check of $1,390, and they advised him that this is the check for you to get treatment.
Wow.
They never explained to him this $3,500 or whether he can continue to get help up to 65,000. So this happened almost every day. I'm not saying the insurance failed to do their job, but they don't find the time to explain to their customer, and that's why we are here for the customer.
Wow. So that's a lot of people don't know anything like that, and most people do not hire paralegal to get all these issue solved, or they get their benefits right, maximize their benefit.
I
So
I always advise client it's okay to make the call. It doesn't matter which counsel, law firm, paralegal, make the call. If they can explain that to you in 3 minutes, you will find a peace of mind on that same day.
and usually they don't charge, right? There's no
It's all
there's
free.
always free consultation.
Yes.
Wow, that's very nice to know. So look, our audience get benefits from here, knowing that if you are in Canada and we have this kind of services, so that you can get maximize whatever benefits that you deserve, right? Because after all, we're paying an arm and a leg for the insurance.
We also have clients coming from a different country, staying here as a visitor, and they were involved in a car accident or walking as a pedestrian got hit by a car. They are covered by the car insurance that struck them or the car they were in. So if they were seriously injured and they cannot leave the country to go back to their origin country, the car insurance that they were in or the car that hit them will take care of their injury.
Wow, talking about that,
That's
I have a client that the mother came to visit them, and she was hit by the car, and while walking, and I don't know whether she hired paralegal, maybe she just left. She was hurt, got hit by a car turning, left way turn, and then she was walking on the pedestrian, and she said she was like, went to a hospital for treatment, but I don't know whether she even filed for anything.
normally a foreigner who came out of the hospital, the bill will be a lot higher than a Canadian citizen. And if the car insurance that they were sitting in that car or the car that struck them, most likely they'll reach out to them and maybe help them to resolve that bill. But they will not
Okay.
elaborate their claims handling, how they can go about to get better while they stay in Canada before going back to their original country.
Wow, I didn't know that. I would have, have them call paralegal. Now I know. So anybody that comes out, they told me one of my student, taekwondo students, mommy, right?
Mhm.
And they were saying that, oh, my parent came and got hit by a car while walking across the road. And I say, wow, what happened? She says, oh, she was home resting uh, for a few days, and then went back to China. So I don't know what happened there. I didn't follow up or however, but
We
it's nice to know. Yeah.
we have many claims like the parents, grandparents, they love walking, and of course, sometimes they don't. The car doesn't see them, and this is always unfortunate.
Well, usually for insurance claim, how long does it take to get this stuff? Like, will it take years to get your claim, whatever you deserve?
In Ontario, the auto insurance allow a person to keep their injury claim up to 5 years. But the auto insurance, the jurisdiction in Ontario government auto insurance company want you to know that after 1 year, you are allowed to speak to your insurance to resolve your claim, so you can have some sort of lump sum fund to continue to get treatment outside of involved with the insurance, where you can do other type of treatment involving where the insurance doesn't want to pay for it, like acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine. So a lot of time we like the client to know that after 1 year of your accident, we will approach insurance and ask for a future medical settlement funding.
Wow, that's a big thing because you never know, like injuries coming in, and it might prolong more than a couple of years, right?
Yes.
Okay, very very good, Eddie. And I have another question. Is like when they resolve the insurance company, if you don't have a paralegal at that time, like after within a year, can you hire a paralegal if you're not satisfied with this insurance payout?
As long as you don't sign a document called full and final release with your insurance company representative, you can always reject the offer. Because
Okay.
once you sign that full and final document and you explain by the insurance representative, there is a clause saying within 48 hours to change your mind. So if the insurance offer me a sum of money today and I say yes, I signed the document, I still have what we call a 48 hours to change my mind. So, for example, today is Thursday, January 27, 2022. If I accept the offer over the phone and they email me the document to sign, and I sign it on the same day, email back to the insurance, I still have tomorrow, Friday, January 28th by 5 p.m. to change my mind to rescind the settlement document by sending back a letter say I reject my settlement offer that I signed. Please keep my file open, and you have to provide that in writing before 5 p.m. on January 28th, which is within 48 hours timeline.
Wow. Okay. Very nice to know. And I was thinking that paralegal is there for us, so the audience should know, right? We're in Canada, so if we get into what about car accident, right? What about slip and fall? Let's say I go visit a business and then I fall, especially older people, right? So building, they slip and fall. Are they all under paralegal?
Well, slip and fall, there are two types of slip and fall. There's slip and fall in the residential area. The slip and fall happen on the street, belong to the city or the region. Uh, Paralegal are advised to discuss slip and fall. We are paralegal, but we also associate with law firm where we can handle claims that can consider complication or refer to a lawyer to assist the client. So when a client contact paralegal, is not the only way get there's no other option, because we paralegal would always want to offer the client other alternative, as long as the client's being taken care by us and their affiliate law firm. So come back to your question, we do recognize slip and fall. The law society wants us to understand that slip and fall claims can be I think it was legally for a paralegal, but I believe now they want the law firm to handle these type of claim. Uh, I haven't had a slip and fall claim for a while. I say 3 years ago. So there's some changes involved, which I have to look into it. As a paralegal, I, I always want the client to give us the initial call. We will assist the client whether we can handle or we can refer to a law firm. And we definitely don't want to leave the client alone. We always walk the client through the process. So client always get a good legal representation for their claim, his or her claims.
Wow, okay. So just to summarize what you said so far, you were saying that, if you get into a car accident, it's best that you report to the insurance and make a police report from
Yes,
there within 72 hours,
yes,
right? And
yes,
then it's free to contact consultation from paralegal just to see what happened if you are injured.
yes.
So, because, like I said, the pain comes after the accident is still considered, right? As long as within a
Hmm.
year.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So that's really nice to know, and also overseas. So, I've always have this doubt that what happened when we are going overseas. Like we like to go to Asia, and then I was driving there blindly, and now I know we are covered. So it's a good thing to know, Eddie.
Yes,
Right?
yes, of course. Thank you. Yeah.
So, any the audience today, they learn a lot about this paralegal in Canada, and I do learn a lot too because I always have this question, and then people always, especially a new immigrant, they come here, they don't know their rights, right? When they drive a car, of course, fender bender is minor thing, but
Yes.
sometimes when they do get into more heavier accident might cause their health and they get hurt, right? Injuries.
We
So,
always advise client, if there is a language barrier or there's a communication issue right after the accident, it is always best to, I guess, turn on your phone and video the incident, the accident, and speaking your language, so we can always use that as uh, evidence to assist your claim. And this always help everyone, not just the client, but also third party. At least they all know that this was involved with someone who doesn't have the language benefit in this country, but they are able to use this technical to help them.
So talking about languages, so Eddie, you're able to communicate in a few languages, right?
Well,
So your
my
office will
my
provide.
firm, we have I have a partner. Also, I have staffs. We speak four languages: Mandarin, Cantonese, Vietnamese, and Philippine Tagalog.
Oh, very nice. So that, yeah, there you go. You have all the services, Mandarin speaking, and which is good. And Cantonese,
Yes,
we need all those, right?
yes, of course, of course.
Yeah. So again, the audience, if you have anything here, this is the man Eddie to look for, and from there, his number is on the banner underneath. So 1-647-388-6089, or you can call me Ray, and then we can relate you to Eddie.
Thank,
So
thank
as for now, Eddie, you have any last word for our audience out there?
Well, this is a surprise invitation. I'm very happy. I did not expect this platform, IQI, but thank you, Ray. Ray has is my longtime friend, and this is a very nice invitation. Thank you so much, and thank you to your audience giving me the chance to learn more about how we can help find in Ontario for car accident injury.
There
Thank you.
you go. Now, Eddie, you'll be from this IQI platform. You'll be getting famous in all the social media. Now, you get
Thank,
hopefully the with this, your phone will be really busy, and you gotta hire more people speaking Malay, Bahasa, and everything, right? French. There
yeah,
you go. Then
yeah.
you get all the languages in. Okay, thank you. And again, so happy to have Eddie here to give us more information. And so, if you're a new immigrant or you intend to come to Canada, uh, I can help you with all the real estate issue. And there's a paralegal here to protect you. And thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's say bye bye to all the audience.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.